The 1215 dice set. Is it bad karma to expose the 7? Let's roll the dice and find out. Stick around. There's an endless debate in the craps community. Can dice setting actually create a player advantage? Between the grip, the load, the launch, and the landing, the sources of variation seem endless. But if we can minimize those variables with consistent technique, can we actually find an edge? How many rolls can a specific set survive before the dreaded 7 ends the run? We're putting the physics to the test and collecting the raw data. Is it skill or just plain luck? Let's find out on this episode of What Are the Odds? Hello to you today, and I hope you're doing fantastic. As we've seen with the previous 3 videos, this is the conclusion to the 121X dice set, where we'll be setting the 1215. If you're new here, we throw this combination a total of however many times it takes to hit 10 sevens. We'll log each throw, and at the end of the video, we'll analyze the distribution of all of our throws. As you can see here, our first throw was an 8, and we'll log that 8. We'll continue doing this until we hit the 10 sevens. In the interest of time, we'll speed things up and look at the data on the other side. See you then. Zooming in on our standard distribution curve, this roll set gave us 58 rolls before hitting 7 10 times. We expected 60. So if you look here at the numbers, the distribution of rolls relatively fits the curve. So there really aren't any big surprises here, nor would I call this a dark side strategy for coming up just short. Our longest roll set was 19. And then, again, given the normalized distribution of the rollout, it is impressive we saw any streak over 6. Because remember, the 7 will present itself once every 6 rolls, or 16.7% of the time. And in this case, the 7 only rolled 17.2% of the time. Slightly higher than expectations, but nothing abnormal. So let's go look at the individual numbers. And moving away from percentages into our actual roll counts, you can see here that the expected number of rolls for the 7, the data point is truncated, but that would be 9.7 versus the 10 that we actually threw. So hence, that's why we were slightly unfavorable to the normal distribution on the 7. However, I would not call that a statistical significance where we would deem a dark side strategy. You also notice that no number beat the 7. The 7 got to 10 before any other number did. However, the 4, 5, and 9 all did outperform expectations, with the 8 essentially meeting expectations. The 8 hit 8 times versus an expected 8.1 times. The worst number thrown up here statistically is the 10, as it only showed up 3 times versus an expected 4.8 times. And our most favored red and blue die, each of those presented the number 3 as being the most rolled. We actually rolled those 13 times for the red and 16 times for the blue. And our least red and blue rolls were the 4 on the red, that only showed up 4 times, and the blue 2 and 6 only showed up 6 times each. And over to our sister numbers, with the 7 barely coming out on top in this data set, falling 2 rolls short of expectations, we again would see sister number combinations that mostly align to the expected distribution curve. The 5 and the 9 showed up 16 times versus an expected 12.9 times, so they are the favorites here. And notice the 4 and 10, how that sister is aligned to the 7. There are 3 ways to make a 4 and 3 ways to make a 10, for a combination of 6 total ways to make the 4 or the 10. There are also 6 total ways to make a 7. So those data points align exactly. And the other 3 sister sets were within 1.5 rolls of meeting expectations, so I would see that as statistically indifferent. And in looking at our hard ways, we can see clearly that the 6 and the 10 outperformed expectations. They showed up twice as many times as were expected, and the 4 and the 8 really underperformed, hardly revealing themselves. And lastly, a quick look at our horn numbers. Again, normalized distribution curve here. The 2, 3, and 12 were all within a roll of meeting expectations, and the 11 just slightly underperformed. We should have seen that at least one more time, but that fell 1.2 rolls short of expectations. We had 7 horns in total, and there were no back-to-back horn hits. So the Saba went bust. So let's sum this all up. The 7 did technically reign supreme in this 1-2-1-5 dice set, but the distribution curve overall was essentially normal. So I would say that this set is impartial to a light or a dark side strategy. It just rolls as expected. We saw no number having an advantage over the 7. The 4 did show up 2 more times than expected. However, its sister 10 showed up 2 fewer times than expected. And the 5 and the 9 each rolled 8 times versus their expected 6.4 times. We did see mixed feedback on our hard ways. The 6 and 10 were the favorites here, with the 4 and 8 drastically underperforming. And our horn rolls overall did meet expectations, specifically the 2, 3, and 12, all within 1 roll of the standard, while the 11 missed by 1.2 rolls. And our CO horn, beta horn strategy failed us. So in the 7 horns that were hit, we never saw a repeater. So in the next video, we're going to simulate 5-shooter session and throw these 1-2-1x dice set that we've shown in the last 4 videos with a light side strategy, and see if we'll walk away from the casino up or down. So be sure to tune in for that. And that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for joining me once again. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next episode of What Are the Odds?